Look, I could tell you that the best location to invest in 2024 is West and South Yorkshire. There you go, video done. But instead of just telling you that, which I know I've just done, why don't I give you the step-by-step guide that you can utilize to do this at the start of every single year from now. Now, before I even get into my top 5, a really important key thing to be looking at is what strategy are you actually doing? And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go for boring, vanilla, buy-to-let properties, which, by the way, I recommend you do all of your analysis on, because ultimately, whether it's HMO, service accommodation, anything else, it all has to fall back to boring, vanilla, buy-to-lets and the longevity game. Numero uno, employment opportunities. People go where the jobs are. Seems fairly basic, doesn't it? That if there are no jobs in your area, the likeliness is you're not going to have many people being able to afford their rent. The better the job opportunities, the more vast they are, the better the logistics and communications, the better the tenant type. And by the way, this isn't just about tenant type. You need to think about what you're looking for a property. Now, for me, I'm looking for, yes, some cash flow. Ideally, it's not costing me money every single month, but making me money. I'm looking for strong capital appreciation and capital growth prospects. And this is going to come with people that make money. Let me give you an example of Leeds. Leeds is one of the largest employment areas in the UK. It is the largest outside of London. It's the second largest finance centre in the UK, and it's one of the hotspots for people working in London but living in the UK as well. So it's a real unique mix of things where people are getting great jobs here but also remote working for other locations in the UK. Let me give you a great example of Channel 4. So a few years back, Channel 4 moved its headquarters up to Leeds, and that brought hundreds and hundreds of jobs. Now, the thing is, they also had to move a load of people from London that moved up, and in order to retain that top talent, they had to pay top dollar. So what that means is more money in the economy, and it spreads like wildfire. If you live anywhere near London, you know exactly what I'm talking about this. Like, London is insanely expensive, but so are the satellite towns. Like, if you go out to Erith, Crayford, Bexley, Dartford, or any areas around there, property prices are shooting up. Number 2, transportation. Transport links, specifically buses and trains. Now, trains more in London than anywhere else in the UK. Like, Leeds isn't really a train, get a train to work unless you're in the city centre. But bus stops, how far is it to your bus stop? How long does it take that bus to get into town? Now, very much like London, all of the wealth goes out. So I don't really buy any property in Leeds city centre, but I will be buying properties in places like Pontefract, places like Huddersfield, etc., where the wealth is going like that. And the reason for that is, if you look at the property wealth growth curve, you want to be buying here, not here. Property in Leeds city centre, here. Properties in Castleford and Pontefract, here. Good opportunities where we've seen the start of the growth, but we want to see that accelerating. So think about this. I love London. I really love London. Love going there, love the tourism, love everything about it. And then I love to leave, right? Because it's just a bit of a miserable place to live in central London, whereas go all the time. But there's some great jobs there. So if I live up in Leeds now, but if I were to live down south again, it would probably be a location on the outskirts of London where it's within maybe 40 minutes on a train getting into central, so I can go, have the experience and leave. And it's the same in these built up areas such as Manchester, Newcastle and Leeds. Is a lot of people want to benefit from all the jobs but not live there. Transport links are very important. Number 3 is a fairly unique one, Ofsted reports. What? What's that got to do with it? Well, people are attracted to schools. That sounded very weird, but we're going to keep it in. People are attracted to places where their kids are going to have a great upbringing. And naturally, the most obvious one is schooling. So if you've got good or outstanding schools in the local area, I'd say within a sort of 10-minute drive, it is very likely going to be a high demand area for mums and dads with kids because of it being within the catchment area. Likewise, if your house is in between these two schools that are very very poor or underperforming, I can near guarantee it's a shithole and got a load of rapscallions, do people say that? Rapscallions running around, causing all this back in my day. Anyway, a good school is a good property, okay? Very unique tip, but you can actually go online and look at the Ofsted reports. When you're looking at a property on Rightmove, you can look at the Ofsted reports of the schools in the area, and if they're good or outstanding, it's probably a good or outstanding property investment area. Now, by the way, if you're listening to this thinking, I would never have thought of this, well, most of our investors don't, and to be honest, doing this level of due diligence on every single property takes time and years of experience. If you've been watching this and you want to build your portfolio, you've got the money to invest in property, but you don't have time, knowledge, maybe you live in London, you can't buy a shed for less than 100k, then put APG in the comments. You can have a one-on-one free consultation call with my team where we help you build your portfolio. Number 4 is amenities. Amenities, however you pronounce it. Ultimately, put yourself in your customer's shoes. It's the number 1 tip of every business. If you keep your customers satisfied, then it will go up in value. You can charge more for services, products, etc. Your customers are your tenants. Do they want to live there? Yes or no? So, for example, people go, I've got a great deal, but there's a Chinese restaurant upstairs. It's like, well, yeah, it's not really a great deal. It's just, if you were a tenant, would you rather pay £700 for your rent of a 2-bed down the road where nothing around it, or right under a Chinese takeaway? Probably not the Chinese takeaway. Don't know why there's a Chinese takeaway upstairs. That was a very poor business decision by them. Anyway. That's quite funny. But genuinely, if you've got things like cinemas, if you've got things like an Asda nearby, Waitrose, whatever it is, it's going to have a massive impact on the experience of living there. The better the experience of somebody living in your property, the more likely they are to pay better money, making higher demand purchases in there, and it restricts the supply of available property, which pushes up your rents and your property value over time. Next, affordability. The median house price in your area is really important. So every area is slightly different, but you have your average house price. So in the UK, it's around 300,000, but it's going to be different to your area. In London, if you could get a house for 300,000, you are doing very bloody well. If you go to Newcastle, you can buy the whole of Newcastle for 300,000. Look below in the comments for some angry Newcastlians. Geordies. I don't care! I'm going to keep this very simple. Find out what it is in your area. In general, think of it as a tree. The median is kind of like the branches, solid branches, okay? Below that line, up to a certain point, is the tree trunk, and anything above that line is like the leaves. When the economy, the wind, goes crazy, the leaves get fucked. The top end of the market gets absolutely ramshackled. All right? It just goes to shit. Everything goes away. The leaves blow away. The branches, they kind of break. Some of them will snap off, but in general, relatively solid. But the tree trunk, you've got a good, solid foundation. And if the tree trunk rips its roots out, you've got bigger fucking problems to worry about. All right? And that is like prices. So in our area, let's say in my investment areas, we've got like £180,000 properties as the median. We buy anything between 100 and 150,000. And that is our tree trunk investment. Everything moves towards the average. Everything moves towards the median. And so when prices, the market's contracting, so it's going down, the prices go down towards that median, and the prices below the median stay fairly stable. And when we're in a boom, everything goes up naturally, but the pricing that's under that median goes up a lot faster. A lot of people don't think about that, but fairly basic economics. So those are my top 5. As I said, if you are loving the content, make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Hit the like button if you did get value in particular from this video. But seriously, if you are serious about investing in property in 2024, you want to start building a lifestyle around your hard-earned cash, but you don't have the time, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the expertise, or the actual, like, I don't want to bother doing this, then that's what we'll do for you. My entire business is building portfolios for others. If you want to have a chat with us about what that would look like, just comment APG in the comments below.